a homeowner may get that increase or will get that increase even when they don't get the roof, which is bizarre to me. But so sometimes these people that, the homeowners, they don't want to raise their hand and get the roof, and everybody else around them is getting a roof, but they think, well, my premium's going to go up, so I don't want one. Then a geographical raise comes in, and everybody gets a raise, including the guy that didn't get the new roof. So it's not necessarily saving you on a premium just because you don't have your insurance come out there and file a claim on it. And I think people really don't realize that they can still have their premiums raised while it's done geographically. Never, ever, though, for filing individually. If somebody had their roof looked at and I say, hey, there's damage that looks a little bit older, but let's contact insurance. Insurance comes out there and says, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the roof, looking about 2 years old on the damage. They cannot file, or they can't be, they can't have their premium raised just for doing that. It has to be done in a geographical raise. But in that case, everybody's getting it no matter what. So,
what is there any time that it's not applied, like hurricane season or certain time of the year?
Well, so just because an entire county can get new roofs, and that doesn't mean that a geographical raise is coming. The raises are done based on racial law. So here in Dallas, we have areas that get hit all the time, and I mean literally every single year, massive hail. And these shingles, it doesn't matter how good of a shingle you put up there, they take some serious damage to it. So
we don't get a lot of hail in Florida sometimes, but not much. It's more like I think it's more sometimes with the storms and whatnot, but not really often. But
y'all get wind, probably a lot of wind damage with the hurricanes and stuff that are. If
they come through, it's kind of hit or miss. But I want to get to a couple comments that are on Facebook. Somebody's roof, Mike's, Bobby said, my roof right now is leaking in my kitchen. And there's some people that are like probably wondering what to do and what negligence really means. But we're going to go to our break, okay? And we'll be right back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
SWAT Roofing would like to share some crucial information that is misunderstood by 60 to 70% of homeowners. Did you know that a damaged roof by hail or wind, in many incidents, can actually lower your premium instead of raising it when filing an insurance claim? After your new roof goes on, many premium-rated companies will want your policy to be with them and will offer the new incentives to get it. SWAT is a debt-free company with over 18 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We believe in helping you fully understand the interpretation of your policy and the way it can work in your favor. Call today or go online at www.swatcontracting.com, or for a free roof inspection, call 214-449-9983. Did you know that your physical health plays a big role in your mental health? Healthy minds and healthy bodies go hand in hand. The problem for many is finding the time and getting the results they want. X-Force Body is perfect for people with busy schedules, with a mission to inspire you to become leaner, stronger, and in the process healthier. X-Force Body coaches will encourage, motivate, and inspire you through every workout, helping you achieve the results you desire. Learn more about X-Force Body at the grand opening of their new location in South Tampa on May 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit www.xforcebody.com.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment. and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Warner.
Hi, welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today, my guest is Michael Quintanilla. He is a sales rep for SWAT, who is one of the sponsors of Moments of Clarity this month. And that they're talking about different benefits to know about if you're a homeowner, or if you're, and I think we're going to be discussing cars as well, but if you're a homeowner and you want to protect yourself, and not only that, but the things that we don't know that we have privileges of and or the rights to. And welcome back, Michael Quintanilla. I just can't believe that somebody in sales is willing to come clean and say, these are all the benefits that you're really supposed to get. And I'm tired of watching people get ripped off. Doesn't happen every day. Especially if he still has phone service. Did I lose him again, Ed? Mike?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you hear me? So, did you hear me before? So, I can just start singing a song. Mike, will you stay with me?
I'm here.
Okay, if we lose you again, I'm going to sing, and people are going to go to therapy after hearing that. I'm just kidding. So it's not it's not every day that we get someone willing to tell the truth about these things in sales. Usually, we question salesmen, and that we question the honesty and the validity of what they're telling us. It's so refreshing to get somebody that's willing to do it fair and wants to look out for people and make sure that we all get what we deserve and a good deal, and that's discouraged when they see people getting ripped off. There's not many people like you out there, so I just want to give you a bell for that.
Well, thank you very much.
And I want to welcome callers to call in 866-826-1340 if you have any questions or any concerns that you would like to review with him, or and support, feedback, questions. 866-826-1340. So there aren't many people like you, Mike, and so how does that affect your work?
It actually helps my work a lot. That's something that I discovered early on is, shooting people straight. Mm-hmm. Not only helps build you a good reputation, because you don't want, obviously, a reputation of being shyster, because there's plenty of that out there.
Right.
I don't want to be part of that. But it also, it feels good to me, at least, when they put that trust in you and you share information that they had no idea. And then those people go share with all these other people. And that's, for me, that's the whole point, is that
word of mouth.
Everybody, yes, ma'am, that's correct. Yeah.
That's the best referral to get, even as a therapist, too, is referrals like from word of mouth from people that have been pleased with the progress that they've made or seen results, or it's better than, Value Pack, Groupon. I actually saw a therapist advertise on Groupon. I'm like, what is the world coming to? Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Just sidebar.
Well, you had mentioned how sometimes I'm very, very busy, and
yes,
that is a big part of it. And I'm very grateful, actually, that I can be that busy and help people with information. And again, the whole key is to get it out to other people and let them all know it's not as bad as everybody thinks that it's going to be. So
preparing for hurricane season, it usually starts around June until October, November. Any advice for homeowners that you would say to watch out for, or what to do? And do the same rules apply in Florida and Texas at the same?
So there is different state laws per your state. So first thing I always encourage people to do is take the time to educate yourself before a crisis happens or before a tragedy happens. We tend to deal with it last minute, and it's very stressful. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of options. And in Texas in particular, as much as I love my state, we don't have regulation here for roofing companies. So there's no certifications or anything that has to take place before somebody can walk down to the tax ID office or the annex office and get them a tax ID number and a doing business name on Monday, and then on Tuesday hop on your roof with zero experience and legally repair leaks or actually rip off and put a new roof on there. So,
without a license?
That is correct. At least in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know that there's regulation in other states.
Is there a way to look for that? I just ask people for their license, or to be more cognizant, to make sure you're not just getting some average Joe off. I don't know. I went to Home Depot and got some shingles and decided to nail them in. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but you know what I mean.
That happens more than you can imagine.
I was just making it up.
Yeah, and it's funny, but it's also very
sad.
It happens. It
scary.
Really does. It is scary. It is. And now, in different states, there is regulation on the roofing companies, so you do have to pass certifications and so forth to actually be able to work on somebody's roof, but not in Texas. You don't. You have to be careful who you hire or who you interview to be a possibility as your contractor, because there's tons and tons and tons of nightmare stories, roofs getting put on the wrong way and so forth. And I mean, it just goes hand in hand without being required to know what you're doing. The insurance companies have their hands tied in that particular case, and they have to turn the money over to the homeowner. Homeowner has mortgage company sign off on it, and they're stuck at the last second trying to decide how they should go about picking a contractor. So in Texas, I encourage people to always, including me, if I'm out there talking to them, I say, hey, I'm in sales, and when we're done talking, I even want you to do some fact checking on everything that I'm talking to you about today. And it should always be a way of business, because your roof is extremely important. But I tell them to stick with things like, your Google reviews and things that are by the people, for the people. There's some...
What commercial is that? By the people, for the... Is Morgan or something? Sorry. Sorry.
Well, some sources are money related. Like, you can be a preferred vendor for a particular company that has a huge name. And that's based on how many dollars worth of business that you're giving them, so they consider you a preferred vendor. But if you look at something like Google, Yelp, any type of neighborhood, here in Texas we have something called My Neighbor, and it's people talking to all their neighbors online. It's an app, and you can basically say how the roofing company did, how the insurance company treated you, and so forth. And yes,
kind of like Yelp, but smaller?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a smaller area. It's like your own geographical area, pretty much. And occasionally you get a disgruntled employee who may not always be the fulliest or the most full is honest, but for the most part, they're extremely reliable, and they help people when they need to make a choice. It's always last second, in a rush, leaks coming into the house and so forth, and people tend to make sometimes mistakes because of that. So
they're
pressure,
rushed.
Yeah.
So that makes kind of brings me to a question that they kind of not only do you not know what you're getting, but then you're responsible for possible negligence, and then it's but everyone in the neighborhood could be kind of looking out for each other. So if you do a good job, word of mouth is going to be that the rest of the neighbors are going to want to rehire and look out for each other at that point. But and sometimes the bad reviews, they're just didn't get their way sometimes. So I kind of take those with a grain of salt if there's only one and then there's a bunch of good reviews. And also, I don't think people go out of their way enough to write good reviews rather than complain.
That is very
people
correct.
put more energy into making a stink about stuff rather than giving somebody a compliment. So if you have,
That is correct.
yeah, so if you have had positive service from someone, I would encourage to give them a pat on the back, give them a good review, because they do matter. Health grades, all that stuff, it does matter. Because that one person that just didn't get their way, and it usually is exaggerated, usually, not all the time. But a lot of people, when they write those bad reviews, they're usually